Here it is. I found it. Stabby stick. This is for stabbing people in the eye if they try to attack you. Or you can also try for their throat. I think it's just to give pain in any way you can. Yeah. Whenever I'm walking around at night, I have the stabby stick with me. Because sometimes I have to walk the dog, right? It is tragic, but at least you feel like you're empowered to do something about it as opposed to not having a stabby stick, you know, or not knowing what to do in self-defense. So it's, you know, definitely a Band-Aid, unfortunately, that's just like the first line of defense. The real better solution would be to attack this, you know, more on a systemic level or a structural level, obviously, like to train people not to attack Asians, you know, or not to attack women. That would probably be a little more efficient.
Valerie So was victimized herself a few months back.
So we're all standing in a line, and there's like 30 people in the line. And all of a sudden, this one person comes out of another store in the same mall and says, "You Asians, this is why we have to stand in line." And she's just ranting. And she kind of walks by and is just sort of spewing invective the whole time. And then other people in the line started saying, you know, "Shut up, you're racist," which is great. It was really super fast. It didn't last very long, like maybe less than 30 seconds, and then she like exited the parking lot. If it had lasted longer, I would have like engaged because I was pissed. So, which probably would have gotten me into trouble.
So says her experience was all the more dehumanizing because she spent the first pandemic wave trying to save vulnerable people. She started a mask-making club called the Antie Sewing Squad.
The Antie Sewing Squad is definitely a way to push back against a lot of the problems that were happening during the pandemic, partially just to help people get PPE and save their lives, but also because there was like a lot of this anti-Asian rhetoric. A lot of the aunties are Asian or people of color, women of color. So, you know, we really felt like it was a way to organize and address some of the neglect of communities of color. So in the Antie Sewing Squad, I think we have something like 800 Facebook members on the page, about which several hundred are active. We have sent about 300,000 masks since March 2020. Some of the communities the Antie Sewing Squad have served: incarcerated people, refugee groups, farm workers, healthcare workers, grocery store workers, young people at schools, right? Black Lives Matter protesters, indigenous communities. I made about 680 masks-ish, but there were some people who made like 10,000 masks.